Hello and welcome back to Data Analysis and Visualization. I'm Javita Christie, and in this video, I'm going to start an introduction to D3.js library, which we will be using for creating very basic and simple visualizations. So this involves a little bit of code and some knowledge of HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And if you just have if you know the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I think this will be very easy to follow. So first of all, I'm just going to start with a very simple example of how D3.js can be used within your HTML code. So this is I'm using Notepad++ for creating this, and you can use any text editor that you want. And if you don't want to install anything, I think Notepad is available everywhere, and you can use that directly to write your code. You can use some online editor as well. That's also fine. So I'll just begin by writing an HTML code. So in order to write an HTML, this file I have saved as a .html file. And I have also opened that file here on Google Chrome. So this file you can see is open here in Google Chrome, and this is the file that's going to run. So right now, if I refresh this, it's not going to show anything. It's blank because I have not written any code yet. Once I write the code and I refresh this, I can see some result here based on the code that I've written. So let's begin our HTML code. So first of all, as you might already know, we start with the HTML tag, then we write the head tag, in which we will specify all the metadata and all the things that we want to link into our code. So that's what we have here. Title, this is essentially the title that you see here on Chrome. You can see this tab right here. So it says demo for video 1. That's the name of my file. And that's the title that I have given, and it's the name of the file, which is why it is coming up here. So you can name the file whatever you like. Right now it is showing this, but once I give the title over here, I'll be able to see that title over there. So let me just give the title learning D3.js, and then we close the title tag. This is just a basic format of what HTML code looks like. And we have the body tag where all our code will go into. And finally, once we have finished the body tag, then we go ahead and close the HTML tag because that's where we have essentially finished our code. So all our code will go between these two body/body tags, and all our metadata will go into the head tag, and everything comes enclosed within HTML tag. I'm not taking too much time to explain this because I assume that at this point, if you're trying to learn a data analysis and visualization, you probably have some basic idea about HTML and CSS. So once this is ready, I'm just going to go to Chrome and refresh this page, which I have opened. To open a .html file, all you have to do is double click on the file which you have saved using your text editor, and it will open in the default browser. If you want to open it into a browser other than the default browser, just right click on it and you'll find the open with option where you can select the browser of your choice. So now you notice how here it says learning D3.js because I mentioned over here this as my title. So learning D3.js is the title, and that's why it shows up in the tab. So now once this is ready, now all I have to do is, in order to use D3.js, I have to sort of link it here, which means I need to provide a source for it here. To do that, I'm going to write over here the source. So script, because it's a JavaScript library, that's why we are using the script tag. And the source is right here. I'm using a slightly older version, which is version 3. So I'll just paste the link over here. This is the link. And you might also want to do this, which is the character set, UTF-8. This also you might be familiar with if you have done other HTML, CSS coding. So if you're not familiar with that, no need to worry, just type and link this area. This is required. Okay, so now this library is linked over here. And now I'm going to go to the body tag and create a simple list. So what I'm going to create is UL, which is an unordered list. Unordered lists are lists that contain bullet points, and there are ordered lists which contain numbers or alphabets, you know, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So they are ordered. Unordered lists are bullets. So to create that list, you need to write UL, which is unordered list, and then you need to specify the class. This is not compulsory, but if you want to sort of refer to this list in some other code, it's important that you specify some class name over here. So I'm writing the class as items. And be sure to save your file and not just start typing all this code. I also encourage you to stop the video and type the code on your own and try it out instead of just watching it. And make sure that you are saving the file first as a .html format, because you see all this color that comes up here. This is red and the links are highlighted and stuff like that. It helps you to write correct code. So if you want that color coming, you would have to save your file as a .html file. Otherwise, it wouldn't come and you might end up making some mistakes. So best to stop here and try it out. Now, once that is done, next I'm going to list out what I want in my list. So I'm not making anything fancy here. I'm just going to say this is an item, a list item. And whenever you want to list out a list item, you have to put it in li and /li tags. So this is one list item. I will just copy this and paste it a couple of times to generate more list items. So there are now 5 list items. I think that's enough. And then I'll go ahead and close the UL tag, because it's necessary for you to close all the tags that you open. And since my unordered list is finished here, I can close the UL tag. Now comes the part where we are going to try to do something with this basic HTML code where we haven't added any CSS yet or even any D3.js, but now we are going to see how D3.js helps you in this. So in order to write D3.js, because once again I said it's a JavaScript library, you have to enclose all your D3.js code within these script tags. So let's just keep that, and within this our code will come. Now, there are several ways of including this code. I'm going to show you the d3.select function, which looks like this. So d3.select all. And then you can specify li nth child. This is a way in which you can select certain things. So here you can specify a number to show that you want to select this particular data item out of these 5 that you have, or you can even specify odd or even. If you specify odd or even, it's going to select every odd line or every even line, depending on what you want. So I'm just going to write even and okay. Now, next, it does not just have dot select all. You can go ahead and do dot style. So when I do dot style, and okay, but before I do this, let me just remove this and show you what the list looks like now. So now that my list is ready, I'll just open Chrome and refresh this. And this is what the list looks like. Okay, it bullet points, 5 items, that's it. Now what I'm going to do is provide some sort of a script, like I said before. So this is the script tag, and I'm going to provide here D3.select all, which is a function available so that you can select the items that you want. Now I want the li tag, so that's why I'm writing li nth child and I'm specifying even. I want to select all even rows. You can try to write a number over here to select the particular list item that you want. You can try it on your own. Okay, so this is done. Then we need to do dot style to essentially style it. I'm just going to write color red. Okay, and that's it for now. Let's just run this and see. Just a minute. Okay, D3 dot select all, li nth child, even dot style, color. Sorry, it's not this color. It is color comma red. So color is the attribute and red is the color that you want to change. Now we are just going to write D3 dot select all, and we will specify li nth child, and we want to select all the even rows. So I'm specifying even, but you can specify anything here, even the number of a particular row list item. If you wanted to select, you could specify it here. You can try that out on your own. And next, there is a style option. So you can write dot style, and you can basically manipulate any CSS attribute like color. So I want all these even list items to be of color red. So I'm going to specify that. And then dot HTML, you can with this modify what it says. So essentially everything here says this is an item, but I want this one to say that this is an even number. Just okay, just that it is an even number. So every even list item is going to get converted into this is an even number. And then next thing we have is dot class. So the use of this is if you create a CSS class, you could get it here. So let's create a CSS class and then apply it to these particular list items. So to write a CSS code, you just need to do style. You put it in the style open and close tags. So I'm just going to write in between this. I'll create a class. Let's call it big because I just want to change the font size. So the font size over here, I'm going to make it 150%, okay, of whatever the size is right now. And let's close this. And then within this class attribute, I am going to write down big, which is the name of the class I created with a dot. And next to it, it requires another parameter, which is either true or false. So it's a Boolean value. If you say true, then this class will be applied to this particular data item that you have selected. And once that's done, just put a semicolon and this code is ready. So you can see what has happened here. Um, there are two even list items which turned red, and their text, which was earlier this is an item, is now this is an even number. And as well as the size has increased, so the size is bigger. So this is what happens with D3.js. You can directly manipulate HTML, CSS elements of your code. So I hope this was something that you understood. It's not too difficult, and you can try this code out on your own as well, because it's very simple to follow. You can try other options. For example, let me try here odd. So if I write over here odd and change this to odd and just run that code again, you can see how it changes. And like I said, you could specify a number as well. So if I wanted number 4, I could specify that as well. And it doesn't matter what the text says, right? So let's just say that this is 4 number something. And let's run it. You can see how only this particular row is getting affected. So it depends on what you specify here. You can select particular items, data items from your HTML code by specifying their tag and the number, or just odd and even, whatever you wish. And then you can style them specifically. And you could change their HTML text. You could assign a CSS style, class which you have created. You can assign that as well. So that's pretty interesting. And I hope that this video was useful for you. I do encourage you once again to try the code out on your own. And I'll be back with the next video. So I'll see you there, and thank you for watching.